Here's part 6 of Horrorstör. And now things are getting weird. Here's your Moosk. And a Jering. So Carl was now possessed. Silence fell over the group as the ectoplasma absorbed itself into his face. Carl's head slumped forward, and a different voice came from Carl's body that was not his. Carl lifted his head up and spoke in a deep, gruff, authoritative voice. I am your warden, I am your leader, I am your god. You will now join the beehive, for the hive hums with industry. Matt at this moment knew something was wrong, so he's trying to fidget and find the keys to the handcuffs to free them all. Why did they lock themselves together? Who thought that was a good idea? The voice continued to speak, and he looked over at Matt, and he's like, ah, yes, the pained lover. I'll have you turn the cranks 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 10,000 cranks per day for today, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the day after that. Every day you will join the beehive. You know why you're here? I've been watching you for a long time. You think this is an accident? I planned this. I need you in my beehive. The door only swings one way. We have each of you. The spinster. Old, with the mind of a child. Your healing will be painful, I'm afraid. Ruth Ann knew he was talking about her, and she's like, who, me? Little old me. And then Carl turned to Trinity, who's still, like, passed out, and he's like, this one is going to be harder to work out. I'm afraid she must be healed from her tempting ways, inferring that she is a little bit of a slooze. Yeah, women like her deserve the crushing wheel. You see, in the crushing wheel, it's the act of one's body being crushed over and over and over and over again. That one is reserved more for defiant women. Her healing is going to take millennia. And then Carl turned to Amy, and he's like, you. I've been looking forward to treating you for quite some time. I've been watching you. I would like to engage my treatment for you through my tranquilizing chair. Strap you down, electrocute you for a little bit. Ah, yes. You see, this isn't a penitentiary. Oh no, this is a mill. This was built on the backs of working people. This is the place where churches were built, where saints were martyred. You wouldn't understand. And then somehow, through the crescendo of his speech, everyone was panicking. Matt was still trying to unlatch all of the handcuffs. Everyone was like, oh my God, what's going on? And then Carl somehow got all the handcuffs off of himself. He had an open handcuff in his hand, and he stood up, and he's like, you will work and work and work. Life's purpose is work. You will work and work and work and work. And then he stuck the sharp end of the open handcuff through his neck, coming through the other side, and ripped it out through his trachea. And he fell down, half decapitated, bleeding out and dead on the ground. Everyone in the circle was screaming and like, oh my God, what the fuck? As they're splashed with blood. Basil at the same moment came in, saw the dead man on the floor, blood everywhere, Ruth Ann screaming, Trinity still passed out. Matt's like, bro, what the fuck? Ghost bomb, what the fuck, dude? And Amy's like, what did I agree to this night shift? What? And Basil's like, is he dead already? Is he deceased? At this point, Trinity woke back up, and she's like, oh, it worked. And Basil's like, what worked? And she's like, the seance. And he's like, the seance? I'm sorry. No, I don't believe that. I believe that you guys killed this man. And they're all handcuffed and they're like, how could we have done that? And he didn't believe in the possession. They tried to explain it to him. And he's like, no, this isn't real. We need to figure out what happened. And then Carl, the deceased bleeding man without a freaking trachea, sits up, grabs Amy by the freaking collar, pulls her close, and he's like, the doors are open. And at the same moment, the lights everywhere and the candles flicked off. He disappeared. Everyone was screaming. Everyone was like, oh my god, what's going on? The lights came back on. Carl was disappeared. And Basil's like, oh, there's something weird going on around here. We need to leave. And then they all collectively looked down this dark hallway. They saw the outline of Carl's body. Eyes rolled back, these white orbs. His whole body was covered in the blood draining from his neck, and he was like levitating a couple inches off the ground, and he stuck his arm out and he was beckoning to them like, come on, it's time to work. And Basil's like, oh, hell no, absolutely not. We got to get out of here.